It's Diwali today, my friends. It's a big ceremony, and it was fun because I was reading something that I really liked. I just opened up a page. It's called Light from the Great Ones, and it seems appropriate. So I'm going to read it quick before we go. Diwali is a celebration of the new moon in the fall. You know, we're the last new moon now. And so there's all these great people in here. So I'll open to one of them. Well, this one I always love from Jesus. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength, and thy neighbor as thyself. And there's two more I like. This one's by Lahiri Mahasaya. It says, reflect that someday you will suddenly have to leave everything in this world. So make the acquaintance of God now. Which I liked. And the last one, who is a wonderful Swami, his name is Sri Yukataswara. I don't know if you can see anything, but a very handsome looking man, and was quite a great teacher. And he said, human conduct is ever unreliable until man is anchored in the divine. Everything in future will improve if you are making a spiritual effort now. So I like those. It's the cutest little book. You can put it in your wallet. You can hear me, right? That's good. So today's a celebration of the light. New moon. So we go from the dark moon last night to the illumination. Kind of wanted to do some standing today, so let's start off just taking the breath and moving the shoulders. And how's your back, Fred, and your hip, and your heart, and your head?
Good. Oh, my heart is bad. But you guys fix that.
Not your loving heart, though.
Nope. That's good.
My hamstrings and lower back and hips are bad. So please.
Oh, the whole enchilada. There you are, Australia. Hi,
yeah,
Andrew. You're so small.
I'd go with that. Yeah.
Good. So
how are you, Andrew?
I'm okay.
Everything's funny. Okay, well that's good.
Okay,
Happy Diwali. Happy new moon. All right, so you can grunt in private, right? Can groan in private.
I'm going to turn mine off too in case the dogs bark.
Oh, I don't think anybody cares. It's just the three of us.
Okay. I'll try it.
You can always moan if it's bad. All right, let's go around and breathe up and breathe down. And welcome to this new moon. The great thing about new moon is that the darkness that precedes it is the indwelling. And we have the opportunity to invite and embrace and encourage illumination. And I like that word, illume. Means something feels full. So we encourage the light to expand. Let's go 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Let's hold the arms up, look up, breathe up, strong, long spine, and exhale humbly, slide down the heart line. And let's dedicate this breath and this practice to the illumination, to the befriending of self, the participation in our healing, our well-being, that conscious participation, that conscious invitation to expand not only our space, but our light and our brightness, our sparkle. And the easy arms go out, up and overhead. Let's just soften off to the side. We'll swing for 9 little pulses. This is 3, 4, 5. Hi, Todd. Hi, everybody. 6, 7. And then breathe and lift up. And just off to the other side. 2, Hi, wakeboarder. 3, 4. Keep your chin up, Andrew. 5, 6. Breathe. 7, 8, 9. Breathe in and lift up. And exhale, slide down the heart line. Let's pause at the breastplate, gather ourselves again, reminding those who just tuned in that it's Diwali, which is the celebration of the light. This new moon, we've been dark moon, so now we invite the illumination. Let's slide the hands down and shift the feet. Some of us have been sitting same-legged for a while. Arms come up and overhead. Slide on down the heart line. Oh, Andrew, you're gone. And the hands go outside to the front of the thighs. Inhale and lift forward. Can you hear okay? Todd? Okay, good. Exhale back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Like cat, cow, but seated. Chest forward and back. And then let's go. Circle. May all beings be happy and free. Spin around. Oh, darling. Wakeboarder, I can't see you. There you are, Andrew. And then go the other direction. Use your chest a little more, Fred. Spin that heart around that pelvic bowl. And easy. Stretch the arms out up and overhead. Twine the thumbs. Exhale. Cantilever forward. 3 breaths. Nice and long. Tailbone anchored. Chest out. Ears between the upper arms. Inhale, lift up. Round back, spread the mountain gates. Open up the back side of the heart. Scoop out the belly. Put some energy in the kneecaps. And spin a little bit side to side. Just becoming aware of how the bones are and where we get stuck and what we don't do. And then what we do, hello, roll the hips, stack the vertebra, lift up, drop the head back, inhale, tongue out, exhale, use the belly, inhale, exhale, inhale, lift up, and let's spin off to the right side, left hand back, right hand to the knee, roll the shoulder, oh, there she comes. 130 pounds. Look at her. Sit down. Tell her to sit down, little girl, and twist. Oh, there she goes. Spin the torso. Breathe in and breathe out. That's good. It's interesting how the animals have this vibe. You know, they get some kind of curiosity. There you are on the floor. There, now she's calm. Just had to check in. And then let's go ahead and spin the hands around the base of to the offside the hips, up and overhead. Exhale down and spin off to the left side. Hand on the top. Left hand back near the tailbone. Pressing down in the palm, lifting the chest, pulling away from your pubic bone. Creating an ability to act like ringing through the waist. Stimulating the functions of the organs, massaging the organs from the outside by the buoyant and huge, large breath. And then easy, spin the hands around on the ground. Arms come up and overhead. Slide on down, shift the feet. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Twine the awkward thumb. Look up, tongue out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Head up, tongue in, cantilever out. Notice if you feel it in your hip any differently. Ears between the upper arms. Go out at an angle so your chest is actually over your ankle bones. Breathing in and breathing out. A little further, I see those toes dancing, Mr. Johnson. And inhale and lift up. And this time we go off to the right side, left side, sorry, hand on the knee. Spin and look over your left shoulder. Anchor the belly, spin the hands around on the ground, arms up and overhead. Spin off to the right side, hand on the knee. Notice what happens in this midsection. We know our shoulders are doing the same thing, but feel how your legs get engaged, where the freedom is for the upper torso to spin, looking over the right shoulder, another breath. And then spin around back into the center, arms up and overhead. Twine, that means slide the hands down the heart line, pause at the breastplate. Settle in for just a moment as we experience the bubbly, this invitation to illuminate, to invite the opportunity of expansion, of more light, more brightness, more awareness, glowing, sparkling, effervescent, incandescent. Brow is unfurled. Body begins to tingle, to vibrate. Coming from that dark moon to the openness of the new moon. One of the chants of Diwali is to love and care for thy neighbor. So slide your hands on down, pull your knees in, remind yourself that we have extra abundance. Stretch the legs out, rub the knees, inside thighs. So much shadow. Easy belly. Upper armpits. And the other side. And across the top. 3 times, easy. Just inhale, lift the arms up. Bow down, exhale. Inhale, sweep up. Bow down, exhale. Inhale, sweep up. Bow down, exhale. Inhale, sweep up, hold it up. Take the hands off side, underneath the thighs, bring the legs in and spread your legs wide. Now we can go and kind of pat the kidneys, the side lungs. Make sure we have that stimulation, that circulation. You know, we want to rub your head, rub your forehead. Make sure that everything is kind of cha-cha-cha. The sparkly is what I'm feeling today. Sparkly is feeling from that funny part of the stars last night. Actually, it was so dark and the stars seemed to be really sparkly. And I like that part. I don't know if you have stars up there in Edmonton, or is that it? Edmonton?
Yep.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. I still haven't looked at a map.
Canadian now.
Eh? Hands back behind you. Slide the legs on in, stretch the legs out and point the toes, lift the chest, move the jaw, slide the legs in, stretch the legs out, point the toes, lift the buns up a little bit and lower back down. So we add it, slide the legs in, which means press the legs out, open the top of the feet and lift up off the ground and down. Once more, slide the legs in, the heels in. What happened, Andrew? Keep them wide. Stretch it out, point the toes, lift the buns, and down. Good legs there, Todd, baby. Arms come out easy. I'm a little off-center with you guys today, just a new design with flagstone and backyard technicalities. You're going to go ahead, toes are to the sky. You're going to cross your arms with the right arm on top, cross the biceps, spin the hands, see if you can clap the hands. You be careful, Andrew. And then lift the elbows up, push the heels away from you, lift your chest and chin, breathe in and out. Feel the expansion right through your unattached ribs, through the bra line. Feel it wide underneath the armpits. Expand those mountain gates. Breathe in again. Exhale. Breathe in again. Lift the elbows a little higher. Once more. And then easy, bow down. Just bend over. See if you can get your arms to the ground. Good. Keep the legs nice and long and wide and open. And then easy, roll on up, lift the elbows up, stretch up, and release the arms. Up and overhead, exhale down. Lift up and overhead, exhale down. Lift up and overhead, exhale down. Lift up and overhead, exhale halfway. Bring that left arm on top, roll the hands. You can either grab that left elbow, or you can try and clap the hands, and you can lift the elbows up and press down in the legs. Go carefully, Andrew. It's a good one, but it's not to be pushed too far. That's good. Leave it right there. Inhale, lift up. Breathe in and out. A little higher. Lift up, and down you go to the ground. Drop your head, let your hands lay on the ground. Push the heels open. And press down on the back of the legs. Inhale, lift up, stretch the elbows up. And release the arms out to a T. And relax the hands onto your thighs. Roll the shoulders. And roll the shoulders the other way. And easy. Shake out the hands. And easy. Good. Open your legs a little wider, Fred. That'll block the dogs from running in. Open the leg. Arms are going to go out. Up and overhead. Off to the right side. Just by the hip. Off to the right side. Now point the left toe and flex the left toe. Point the left toe, push the left heel, breathing. And easy. Inhale, lift up and tip right over to the other side. And point the right toe and push the right heel away. Point the right toe and push the right heel away. Point the right toe and push the heel away. And again, point and flex. And easy. Inhale, lift up. And now you're going to go down and walk around and come like the little kids. Sun comes up, sun goes down, roll to the right leg straight, walk on around. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, turn to the leg and walk right around. And inhale, hold it up and reverse the circle. Careful of the bed, Fred. I always like saying that. Down you go. Turn to the leg. So you feel how the upper torso has the ability to rotate and move in relationship to the anchoredness of your pelvis. Down to the left side. Turn. Walk around, stretch and reach, out far from you. Look at the right thigh. Reach and lift up once more. Off to the side. Turn the body. Walk around. Inhale, lift up. Hold it up in the center and come back behind you. Elbows are in, chest is up. Both hands are behind you, Fred. Elbows are in, chest is up. Open your legs a little wider, Andrew. Further apart, as it were. That's good. Nice. Now pull the elbows, lift the chest, point the toes, push the heels, point the toes, push the heels. Twice more. Point the toes, push the heels, point the toes, and push the heels. And easy. Lift your buns up. Open a little wider and plop down. Jump your hands to the front. Inhale, lift your head. Keep the toes to the sky and walk on forward. See if you can lay on down. Oh, yes. How is it, Todd? Twice in 1 month? Oh, no, this is a new month. How are the inner thighs? Wakeboarding, I can't see you, but I'm sure you're enjoying yourself. Brenda, legs a little wider, never hurt. That's good, Fred. Open up that right leg a little more. There you go. I know, breathe. Walk your hands out another 1/4 of an inch and lift your elbows up and kind of shimmy. Take an inhale, look up at the sky, push the heels. Exhale, bend the elbows. See if you can get your forehead down on the ground. Maybe you can get a longer forehead, Fred. Down to the ground, Brenda. There you go. Is that where it hurts, Todd? On the outer calf? Oh, inside. Inside legs. That's good. The rebar. Lift up again, look up, give a little relief, point the toes, push the heels, point the toes. We want it to be burning a little bit because we're not really doing very much. We're just allowing the weight of our body, of our torso, our individual torso, to communicate with our upper inner thighs. Having a nice chat. So push the heels, lift up. Exhale, bow down. See if you can drop down. Walk your hands out. Bend your elbows. Cry. Come on, Todd. Down, baby. Down. Breathing. That's good, Andrew. Go for it. That's good, Fred. Grab your shins and spit out there to the end of the rug. Oh, Brenda, don't give up yet. You just got out of bed. 3 more breaths. Take a big inhale, lift up. Exhale, pulse down. Inhale, lift up. Use your back and your fingers. Exhale, surrender. Once more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, lift up. Walk the hands back on in. Jump the hands back by the thighs. Curl the hips. Oh, lift up that left leg. Oh, lift up the right. Hey, off the ground, hello. What? Pull the bottom back behind you. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend over and relax. Forward bend, that position of the witness. One more time. Here we are. Easy, easy. Rock a little bit side to side. Relax the back of the body, relax the lower back, relax the back of the legs, soften the back of the knees. You can bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Just a subtle little adjustment, a little hinge in the knees and then straighten. Do something about the stomach, of course. And then walk the hands by. Walk the hands on back. Oh, and bring the feet on in. And open the knees. Bring the hands to the outer toes. Butterfly. Rock a little side to side. Lift the body nice and straight and tall. Sorry. Choking myself. Inhale. Exhale, bow on down. So even get your nose towards your knees. Oh, wow, that's very good. I've never been any good at this one. This doesn't work. Oh, that's good, Fred. Pull the stomach in. Pull your nose towards your toes. Breathe in, breathe out, right into those kidneys, kids. Breathe into the lower, middle, side, back. And then easy, roll on up, take the legs out one time, stretch the legs forward, forward bend. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bow down over the legs. Oh, that's very good. Are you there? Oh, are you there? You're almost there. You have your mute on, so I can't hear your falsetto. Oh, good. And walk your hands back on in, hug your knees into your chest. Exhale your nose to your knees, squeeze your arms around your upper shins and drop your nose to your knees. Make yourself into a tiny little ball. Do something about whatever's in the way. Could be your stomach, your bosoms, your thighs. Curl yourself teeny. And then easy, release, raise up, roll on over into child's pose. Open your big toes. No, like your big feet. Open your toes. I mean, open your knees and let your big toes touch. Sorry. And then bend on down. When you bow down, when you allow yourself that experience of surrender again, when you allow yourself to have no thoughts, just an inward journey, that meandering through that interior landscape, that ability to witness, to observe, to encourage the flow of the prana in the body, to encourage that suppleness, that circulation, the synovial fluid, the prana, the breath, the oxygen. Bow down the head to the earth. Encourage the movement of the cerebral spinal fluid from the base of the spine up to the center of the brain. Diwali, the light, the fire within, the impetus to care for yourself, to care for others, to expand your understanding. Yearning for conscious contact with the divine. Dig the fingertips, lift up the palms, shimmy and shake. Lay the hands down, rise up onto all fours. Immediately go into your cat and your cow. That shifting of the pelvis, curling the pelvis, swinging the tailbone up, finding the rhythm. Using the strength of your arms. And then spinning your tail around your heels. And spinning the tail around the heels. Good job. Let your head kind of go with you. Make sure that you remember that the skinny neck is trying to support that big head, 8 to 15 pounds, depending on your attitude and the heaviness of your thoughts. Whew. I have a heavy family right now. Oh. So come back into the center and easy. We're going to hinge, curl your toes. You're going to drop down to a push-up and sit back on your heels. I'm not sure, Andrew, that this is good for you. Find a modification. Elbows are in. Fred, lift your head a little bit so that your chin goes out to the ground beyond your fingertips. Elbows stay in. Elbows grip your ribs. Grip your ribs. Keep the elbows in. Elbows in. That's it. Now push back. Ah, good. Brenda, you can go back and forwards. Or you think I don't see you because you're wearing dark. Good. These are girly push-ups, right? Give you strength across the chest area, under the arms, across the deltoids, your trapezius, your shoulder girdle. 3 more. You can just go for it. You know, give it as good as you can. 1 more. Go ahead and sit back, knees together. Sit on your heels. Keep your arms out long in front of you, or slide the hands back to your heels and drop your forehead. A traditional child's pose. Let the hands slide back to your heels, Todd. That's good. See how that differentiates. Relax the shoulders. Feel the length and feel yourself resting on your thighs. And then slide the arms forward and dig your fingertips in. Anchor your little sweet bottom to your heels. Keep your knees together and Mitchie march your hands off to the right side. Let the hands go far, far away so the left arm is straight and the right hand bends a little bit. The elbow bends so you can give yourself a little stronger spiral. Open up in that armpit and that shoulder girdle. Be kind to yourself, Andrew. Just experience what it is to heal and have a range of motion. And then Mitchie march around. Mitchie march around. Palms are off, Todd. Keep that right fingers way across the body, the left hand back by the hip so you can stretch through your right baby finger. Stretch through the palm. Stretch that upper outer side of your shoulder. And then easy, Mitchie march back into the center. Spread your fingers. Inhale up onto all fours. Kind of shimmy and shake. Loosen everything up. Curl the toes. Walk the hands back to your feet and come up standing carefully. First, lift your head. Drop your heels. Rest on your thighs. So you keep your eyes open and you look, hands on the thighs, walk the feet together. Easy, happy cactus, chair pose. Sink the bottom and look down and see if you can see your toenails. Knees are together, darling. Ankles are together, that's good. And then press the hands together, spin off to your left side and let your elbow go on the outside of your thigh. Elbows are the left elbow raised to the sky, right elbow on the outside of the thigh. Breathe in, breathe out. Use your inner thighs, use your feet. Don't give up. Inhale back into the center, palms together, twist off to the other side. Lift your head a little bit, drop your bottom a little more. Breathe, Andrew, breathe. Good. Spin the body, good job. Knees together. Back into the center, straighten the legs, put your hands on your thigh, on your calves, and open up the chest so you half unfold. Open up the chest so you half unfold. Spine is straight. Andrew, let your hands come slide up towards your knees more. And straighten your elbows. And lift your head and open up your buttocks so you get your hamstrings involved. Exhale, slide on down the legs. See if you can bring your nose to your knees. Wrap your forearms around your calves. Look through your calves. Use your feet. Bend the knees, hands on the thighs. Inhale, leading with your chin and your eyes. Open the eyes. Easy, don't pass out. Come softly standing straight. Arms come to a T. Breathe in, breathe out. Eyes are open. Eyes are open. Arms are at a T. And then lower the arms. Easy. Separate the feet. Stand in mountain pose. Palms are forward. Stomach is in. Shoulders are down. Chin is parallel to the earth. Tadasana, mountain pose. Bound, rooted in the earth. The outline of your each foot very clearly touching the earth. The expansiveness of your breath, the lift of the chest, the drop of the shoulders, the curling in and openness of your lower pelvis. Eyes are soft. Find yourself softening the mind, realigning pleasantly, standing, racing body inside, functioning, healthy, circulating, flushing, creating, relieving. Reach out through the fingertips, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, slide on down the heart line, softening for a moment. And then step to the front of your mat. Can you see me if I'm way up here? Is that okay? A very slow and soft relationship with the earth, relationship with the sky. Bow down to the earth. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Look up. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Kiss your knees, grab your calves. Hands swing to the shins, flat back. Inhale, open up your tailbone, Andrew. Exhale, down to the ground, bend the knees, step back with your right foot. That's good. Keep your head on your shoulders. Lower the right knee gently. Look up at the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the back knee. Step back into plank. 3 breaths in plank. Let the knees go down. The elbows come in, the chest go down. Drop your chin to the earth. Slide your legs back. And easy, just come into Sphinx. Elbows slide forward. Look up. Stretch your belly. Good. Gracefully lower down to the ground, hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale up onto all fours, curl the toes. Inhale, exhale into down dog. 3 breaths breathing. 1, Strong fingers, strong arms, squeeze the elbows, drop the heels, last breath. Right leg floats up and right leg steps up between your hands. Drag it up there if you can't get it. Good job. You got it. And then easy, lower that back knee. Stretch your chest, look up at the sky. Breathe in, breathe out. Lift the back knee, lift the bottom, and launch yourself forward so the left foot comes next to the right. Half unfold, flat back, open of your hamstring insertion points, as it were. Exhale, roll down, kiss your knees. Press the knees together, drop your bottom. Inhale, arms can float out and up and overhead. Inhale, look up. Exhale, slide on down the heart line, pausing. Easy. Be fascinated with what happens to you. Be fascinated with the shift and the change you can make in your body. Unlimited curiosity. Just go, wow. Left side's gonna work now. Easy and softly, no trepidation. Just gently take a nice deep inhale and bow down, ground yourself with the earth. Inhale all the way up, arms overhead, push the hips forward, hold the breath, arc back slightly, and then slowly, gracefully swan dive way out there. And then curl in, exhale, empty the lungs, kiss your knees. Hands on the shin bones below the knees. Inhale, straighten the spine. Good, open up your buns. Stay bent over, Fred. And then exhale, fold down, bend the knees. Place the hands where you want them, which is right by your toes. Step back with your left foot. Breathing. Find yourself in a good alignment. The front knee is safe over the front foot. The fingers are by the toes. The back leg is engaged and pressing away from you, lengthening in the groin. Lift your head just a little bit, Fred. There you go, breathe. Oh, slide the back knee back and lower the foot. Lower the knee. Easy, just open up, look up. Slide the heart forward. And easy, bring the head back in line with the spine. Lift the left knee up and step back into plank. Knees are off, Baba. Yeah, you can do that in less moves, Fred. Just one and one. Breathe in, breathe out. Use your forefinger, use your thumb, press the earth away. Be like a piece of wood. Knees down gently. Chest down, elbows up, buns up, chin down. Breathe. Slide the legs on back. Slide the elbows forward. Rock the heart forward. Sphinx pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel large. Feel big. Big breath. High. Shoulders back, Andrew. That's good. Exhale, roll down. Hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale to all fours. Realign the self, organize the self, curl the toes, hinge up into downward facing dog. Drop your heels, ears between the upper arms, long body, upside down V. Breathe two more. Left leg goes way up behind you, strong arms, look between the thumbs, step forward with the left foot. Good job. If you can't get it up between the hands, go ahead and drag it. And then drop that. I would scoochie that left foot forward a little bit. and drop that back thigh, that right thigh, so it's deep into the earth. And then sweep your heart and look up. And then easy, curl the back toes, lift the back knee. Press yourself so that you launch and step forward with the right foot next to the left. Easy, half unfold. Find yourself half unfold. Open up that tuchus. Stretch the hamstrings and your tailbone back and your heart forward. Long line in the body. Inhale. Exhale, wrap the forearms around your calves. Put your nose to your knee. Drop your head. Squeeze yourself. And then bend the knees. Press the knees. Inhale, lift the head. The arms go out to a shoulder level. Inhale up to standing position. Easy. Arms overhead. Slide down the heart line. Open the palms. Open the feet. Stand in Tadasana. And again, investigate your vessel. Identify with the sensation of your ether body. Balance yourself. Breathe in, breathe out. Weight is equally, not on the toes and not on the heels, but spread all around the feet. And then the feet anchor and root and ground. And that freedom as the thighs lift and the pelvis is engaged and the shoulders drop and the heart radiant, valiant, vibrant. Brow unfurrowed. Inhale the arms out, up and overhead, look up. Exhale on down the heart line. Step the feet apart and squat down in between your thighs. See if you can squat down between your thighs. Wow, I saw someone having a barbecue in the middle of the day. That's pretty amazing. Takes a lot to light the fire, baby. Press the thighs apart. Drop open your feet a little further apart, Fred. You're going to be more excited. Spread your knees a little wider. Press, lift your heart, lift your face, and smile. Todd, you can go into your, Dana, you guys can go into your headstand if you want. Into crow. Big hands, lift your buns. Shoop. There you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. Nice. What happened? Where have you been for so long? That's nice, Fred. You never knew. Oh, I can only see your head, Brenda. That's good. Easy. Come back into your little squatto. Good job. Catch yourself. Don't hurt your tailbone. Drop on down. Open your feet out. Windshield wipe. Good job, everybody. It's a new moon. It's November. We're just about at the end of 2021. It's Diwali. But they say, keep the faith, baby. Let the body swing, release, stretch through the kneecap so the thigh elongates and pulls out of the pelvis. Once more each side. End up on your right. Pulse that left hip. Well, Edmonton, I must say, it's the most delicious weather down here. It's a little warm, but the air is soft. It's got a winter feel to it. Even though it's warm, it's a different light. You know, it makes the air different. Here you go, right hand.
Say that.
Turn the right hand away. That hurts more than the hip, right? Take the left hand, spin around, look over your right shoulder. And then go ahead and reach with that left leg. Oh. And then raise on up. Stretch the left hand. And then down you come, and you know how it goes. Yay, Diwali. Grab the foot. Yay, pride. Whatever it is. Ta-da. Life is good, you know. Pull the legs in. Open the feet out. Hands back behind you. Windshield wipe. I keep playing my hair. La 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 la. And we end up over at the left. Rise up. Pulse that right hip. Oh, that looks good. Go wild, Fred. Just shock Edmonton. Wake them up. Bring in the light. Stretch that thigh. And then easy. Sit back up. Left hand goes around. Right hand spins. Upper torso. Wring out that waist. Wring out. And then stretch that right leg out. And really feel from your fingertips to your toe tips how lengthy your body is, how fabulous. If you really wanted something, how much extra you can reach. Rise up onto the left shin bone. Here we go. Down you go. Grab the right foot, pull it in. Hooray, Diwali. La, 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 la. Slide down your heart line, nestle the thumbs at the breastplate. Hands to the outside thighs, fold the knees together. Take a little sip of water if you want, and then lay down on your backs. Tuck your knees into the chest. Pull the knees in, hold on to each kneecap, and spin the thighs around in the hip sockets. Feel that individual connection between the palm and the kneecap and the ball and socket joint. Just experiment with where there's a little crimp. Sometimes you get an adjustment. Sometimes the leg has gotten kind of shortened up. So give yourself some elasticity, some suppleness. Rock a little side to side, massage those kidneys, that lower back area, the sacrum. And then drop your feet on the ground with the knees bent. Take your little fists, pull your arms underneath your body. Get your biceps to roll underneath the shoulders. Get both little fists right on your bottom. Bring the knees in and straighten the legs up to the sky. Keep the back of the skull on the ground. Open the soles of the feet and activate the midline of your legs. Open up and shift your relationship to the cosmos. Earthbound, grounded, rooted, receiving through the soles of your feet. Breathing large. Keep the legs opened up. Allow that arterial flow in your legs, the valves to relax, that circulation to increase. The more oxygen you have in there, the more the pranic flow is, the more healing you open yourself up to. Breathe into the marrow of your bones. Let things tremble. That's just fine. Push the heels. Open the soles of the feet. See if you can't feel that tingly, trembly energy. Sparkly. Full sweet brow, feeding your digestion, feeding your complexion. Easy. Three more large breaths. Go ahead. Keep them up there in the air. Beautiful. Straight legs. Three more breaths. That's good. Let the legs cantilever off the body a little bit. That's good. 3 breaths. 1. That's good. Yeah, that's what I'm talking to. 2. And 3. And easy. Bend the knees in. Lift the hips up. Come off your hands. Move your hands around a little bit. And easy. Go ahead and hug your knees into the chest. Take a hold of your right leg and let your left leg go straight up to the sky. Roll the left foot around, tracing the face of the analog clock, leading with your toe clockwise and counterclockwise. Brow is unfurrowed, body is content on the earth, heavy in the hips and shoulders. Keep the right leg at your body and reach out through your left heel. Om 1, lower down. Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6. Heel touches the earth. Om 7. Keep the right leg in at the chest. Actively, again, consciously reach out through your left heel. Breathe into the spaciousness of your gut. Inhale, lift your head up and turn your head to the right. Let your right arm go out at shoulder level. Pull the right knee across the body to the ground. Scoot back on your hip and bring your right hand to your eyes. Look away from the knees. Spinal twist, single leg, elongated. Create again that stimulation. It's like when you're crayoning inside the lines, when you're using a crayon and you want to get it a little darker. You want to keep that upper torso reaching away from the right knee reaching to the earth, the left leg long. Breathe in, breathe out. And easy, go ahead and stretch that right arm, roll the body back onto the mat, hug the knees in, drop the feet on the ground and bounce the hips down, down, down to the earth. Create that blood circulation, that breakup of any calcification or stagnation in the pelvis. Hug the knees into the chest. Hold the left leg at the chest, reach the right leg up to the sky, rotate the foot on the ankle clockwise and counterclockwise. Full range of motion. Lubricate the joints in your body. Coordinate your ability to move, to jump, to leap, to recline. Drop the shoulders. 7 counts. Toes are towards your nose. That's a flexed foot. 7 counts to lower that right leg way up, out, and far away from your body. Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6. Heel touches Om 7. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, turn your head, get your left ear on the ground. Hold that right knee, the left knee at your chest. Put your left arm out in a T and pull the left knee across the body to the ground. As soon as the knee touches, the left arm comes to your eyes, and you sweep your hand, looking away from the knee, keeping the left knee down on the ground. Create that torque, that spiral, that range of motion. Scoot back a little bit onto that hip, Todd, so you're up on the hip pads. A little more. There you go. Good. Andrew, be careful of that hand. Keep it, that cantilevered arm. Good. Fred, get the knee all the way down to the ground. Scoot your buns back towards the bed a little bit. Uh-huh. And then look towards your bed. Keep the knee down. Spiral the upper torso. Breathe into your liver. Breathe into your internal organs. Easy. Exhale. Roll back onto your backs. Bend the knees. Give yourself a hug and drop the feet on the ground and bounce your hips. Bounce your hips. Boom, 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 boom. Give yourself a hug. Drop the feet on the ground. Put your hands behind your head. Twine your fingers. Open your elbows. Kick the legs up into the sky. And go ahead. 30 breaths. Shoulders are up. Head is up. Legs are straight. Breathe in. Breathe out. Clean it out. Come on. Make some space for the light. Work that belly. Exhale. Stay there 30 more. Why not? Shoulders are up. Head is up. Legs are up. Last 10. Breathe. Inhale. Squeeze everything. And exhale, drop the feet, lay the head down, the arms wide, stretch the legs, find yourself in a beautiful starfish position if you have room where you are. If there's not enough room, just lay on your back and softly bring your knees open, your legs open, your toes flop out, your hands on your belly or your hands wide. You can try and pull, if you wish, the forefinger and the thumb together. You easy, find yourself. Soft and easy. Eyes heavy in the sockets. Legs are wide. Body takes up its space, its pattern on the earth. Surrender the large muscles away from the bones. Relax your inner thighs. Just be easy, smooth in the brow, plump in the lips, soft in the face. This particular corpse pose, Shavasana, this position of doing nothing, is often much more challenging than reaching and spiraling, twisting, crouching. Let your dreams float around. Let yourself not be attached to any of the upwelling, anything that you've released, anything where you bring light into the darkness, where you bring more breath to the areas of the body that have resistance or have an issue. Bring that pranic flow to breath. Be natural and easy. In the river, Maganga, Anatagange, Hara Hara, hail, hail. Allow yourself the pleasure of the strength, flexibility, adaptability, resilience, curiosity of your vessel. Find yourself in some sweet and joyful place with the rhythm of nature, unobstructed by some of the awkwardness and callousness of the human condition. Find yourself in a pleasant place. We're moving deeply towards gratitude and harvest and illumination. Find your lips slightly plump and upturned at the corners. Let yourself breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and out into the navel point. Breathe in a little deeper and find yourself breathing into your fingers and your toes. Let your fingers and your toes wiggle slightly. Let your thumbs slide across your fingertips. Reconnect that nervous system. Both hands. Taking a larger, fuller breath and exhale, bring your hands to your heart and gather in all that amazement, all that sweetness, all that joy, kindness, all that light and love. Noticing that you feel filled with grace, right? Spacious and gracious. Easy, twine the fingers, lace the fingers, roll the arms up and overhead, palms face away from the crown, wiggle, move your lips, step the feet together, point your toes, flutter your eyelashes, just wow, stretch long. Exhale, give yourself a hug, tuck your knees into your chest. And then roll off to your left side, roll off to the divine goddess, the divine feminine, that creator, that warrior, that lightness of the moon. brightness of the moon. Press up to seated, comfortable, pausing always in respect and acknowledgement of your earthboundedness, your seatedness and rootedness. From the wing bones to the fingertips, reach out, reach up and overhead, cup together, thumbs and baby fingers, burst open the other fingers like the petals of the lotus and slide your chalice, your full lotus mudra, your cup down your heartline, thumbs at the breastplate. Exhale the fingertips together and bow the brow towards the heart. That precious Hrudaya, the heart. Find ourselves in the ancient and sacred greeting. Centuries upon centuries, we bow, we honor, we greet, we welcome that dancing divine great spirit within ourselves and others. Know the sameness of our breath and the sameness of our blood. And we thank ourselves for being present and a part of. And thank you so much for your willingness, your dependability, your consistency, and your great friendship. I appreciate you all, each, so very much. Namaste. Happy Diwali. Namaste. Thank you so much. Good job, everybody.